So we'll share a few things. Yes. From here, I'm going to share my screen. So is it visible to you?
Yes, visible.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the outline. The first thing is that I will share a very small form, and that would be, in fact, as I said, that I can see that okay, there are so many participants, so it is not possible to introduce or to just know or give time to each one. So I will share this in this form, and this will help me to collect the required information. Okay, so I'm sharing this information. Meanwhile, I will keep on talking with you guys. So let me share this information in this. Yes, please fill this form. This will take not more than 2 minutes. Next is an outline about the training of today's training. And I would like to just have a walkthrough to the paid session as well. And obviously at the end, we'll have a feedback session. So introduction, in fact, my team member Chaitali has already introduced me to you guys. So I would like to skip this. I would prefer to go to this section directly, that is introduction to RoboHelp. And the first section includes like what is RoboHelp. Here in this part about RoboHelp, I would not like to define the RoboHelp as such, because you will obviously get the all required information from any search engine or Adobe as well. Here I will highlight the USP only. Second point is how to open a project and how to save it, and folder structure, then file extension, then how to create topic pages, then apply master page and styles, and then how to write text in topic and add images. Then obviously TOC, index, and glossary, which are actually crucial parts of any manual. Second section includes like project settings and help output or skin or output, help output, properties of help output. So from here, I begin this project introduction to folder structure. So here I will show you this. Can you see my software, my screen?
Yes.
Yes, visible.
Yes.
So Yes. This is the software. I believe that many of you may be knowing about RoboHelp and would already be working here. So here we have three sections, as I have mentioned here: project manager, then project setup, and then single layout. That is, this is the pane of a project manager. When we create any new project, so this is the default system where that we get in project manager. We have a structure like folder for all these topics, and then broken link, then URL, then TOC, then index and glossary C also. These are default means system created structure, and then you begin with all this topic. OK, so this pane is basically required as means where you would be actually working. Second thing is project setup. Here you have to create a few extra things like windows for which part or for what reason, and then master pages. Here you have to create master pages, and obviously you can create one or multiple master pages. Then here you can create a skin. A skin is directly related to web help. OK, skin means the design for web help, and windows is designed for CHM file, that is CHM file. And then screen profile, screen layout, a context sensitive help part. Third one is single source layout. In single source layout means In RoboHelp, we actually can create one single project, and at the same time we can create or develop multiple help outputs like responsive help or multi-screen web help or gem file. So basically I will show you how to create this Microsoft HTML help, that is gem file, and web help. If I get time, then I will show you this responsive help as well. Next is file extension. Yes, file extensions, you should be familiar with file extension because there may be cases like you are handling and working with the multiple products, multiple projects, and then you may need to copy some files like you already have created topic files, you have already created TOC, and you are going to use all these files in the next project. Then obviously you have to um, uh, copy these files to your new project. So you should be familiar with this. So I will share my screen here so that you can see this. So here you can see this help project, means this is the extension of help project as such. This is the basic. OK, this is the basic project extension or project file, that is eMediaTek. OK, master page, that is .htt is here, this one .htt. Then style sheet, that is .css, and which is very familiar. I think that you may be already familiar with CSS. And then TOC, that is .hhc, that is HHC. Index, that is .hhk. Here is HKK. Where is HKK? Maybe. OK. And then glossary, likewise, you have glossary where it is. Yes, here .hhc, .hhk, .hhp, and then glossary and skin, that is .skn, where it is. You have all these files here in the basic help folder. So you can find others as well. OK, just finding here like ALI, BRS, CPD, glossary, GLO, HCC, and HKK, HPP, etc. I'm moving to next slide. Now I will show you how to create topics. So I have to go to project setting here and we'll start here. So this is the structure project file, that is for project. That means you are going to create manual for, and then you can create topic. How to create? So you have this right click this project file folder, and then you will see that OK, these lists are appearing. This is new and import. These are two options which we have to use. New, you may create this here, like you have to create this topic, and then one dialog box will appear. Then write the name of this, that is I'm writing here testing. So when you write topic title, obviously this file name will automatically be created, but at the same time you can edit if required. For example, I am writing this, editing this way. Then you need to apply master page from here, and this means that you need to create master pages, means multiple master pages, and then you need to select the one that you want to the topic. Typically in RoboHelp, you can apply different master pages to different topics based on your requirement. For example, you may group your topics in like cover page or support page and internal pages. So you can apply different designs to these different topics so that it is your help or manual is gorgeous and looking very good and nice. Then I it is advisable, like you have to select language when you are beginning the product, your project. So you can select your language. In RoboHelp, you can select these many languages. So I'm selecting English US because this is the basic language we work in. Particularly technical information is created in English US. So once here in this text box, author, you can write author name, preferably write the company's name, like company name. OK, so it is better that your name or employee's name employee's name is not reflecting here. It means it should be company name. And keywords are not necessary, but you can add. That is up to you based on your requirement. OK, so this was about how to create project right topic. At the same time, if you have topics, for example, if this also may be the case, like that you have already written some pages and you are going to create a new project, but the product itself was like the software on which you are working may be similar. For example, I will give you example on eMediaTek. So eMediaTek and then eMediaTek Pro. OK. And in such situations, there may be like you have very much similar features. Some features may be extra in Pro. So you need to add extra topics. So obviously you need some basic topics already and which you might have created. So for that, you need to import all those pages by using import button. Next is after creating, because if once you have created all this file and the topic, then you should set your properties for project. How? As I already showed that here, go to file. In fact, I am just narrating like how we actually write, like go to there, go to that. OK, so that it is very easy and catchy. So go to file and then select this project systems. Here you need to set this like project title. While writing project title, obviously this is very much clear, but at the same time you should keep this in mind that there may be cases where you are actually using variable from this. So when you are using variable from this will be needed. So keep this in mind while writing project title, then how it should appear and where it should appear. OK. So and primary layout means these are the outputs that you may select anyone. So the best idea is like which is the basic one you intend to create, like SCHEM file, then keep it selected here so that by default, whenever you compile, you make any changes, you save the changes and then you compile, then automatically the SCHEM file will be created all the time if you are not selecting or changing the layout. So this is helpful to keep the same output every time you want to create. OK, so I believe that I showed you project titles here from here. And this was property. OK, and property. Now I'm going to show you how to edit or configure product. This and just I showed you. So I will actually show you the already created one. Why? Because I have set everything here and will show you differences between two topics. Write any topic name here in this section, then write the file name as you write here. As earlier I showed that whenever you write topic title, this will be automatically created here in HTML file. Topic is nothing but HTML file, that is simple HTML file, and this is just like chapters or pages. Then select the appropriate master page. whatever you want, and then set language. Then write the author name, as I have already mentioned about this, like write the company name, that is eMedia Technologies Inc. And then write the keywords if you require. Then under status, you have this option to do list. You can select these ones, but primarily these are not as much required for help. And after learning, you can in fact explore on your own. So these are not as important. Yes, in appearance, this is very much important because you have to select CSS. CSS, obviously, that is style sheet. Style determines content design, and you may have or include multiple CSS for your project, but make it sure that you select the one that you actually intend. As I have selected here default.css. Under index, you can type the index. This index will be included in index list, which will become part of your help. So be careful about, like, every topic does not necessarily need keywords. So from this point of view, you have to know that whether you require keywords for index or not. See also, and then advanced. So I will show you another page so that I can show you the differences here. This is the topic name once again, and then HTML page. Then here I have selected, if you remember, I have selected a different master page. Earlier it was welcome. Now in this case, this is chat design. So obviously the master page will be a different master page will be applied. Here I have also written all these things. So in status, help design, in appearance, I am using the same CSS, and then index. In index, I am using index. OK, because here in this, for this section, I need index. So I have entered this. This was the difference that I wanted to show you. Working topic. Now I will open any page and then we'll show you how to. See, I have already applied master page and CSS. This means that the design and layout is fixed. OK, now I need simply to work. So I am going to show you how to use RoboHelp like this. So this will be the simple thing. And this is, as I said, that topic is nothing but HTML page. And this is very much similar to Microsoft Word document. So they were about which we are quite familiar. You can write and go on writing, and creating, go on writing and creating your content. OK, that is a simple thing. Then if you need any style, then obviously you have to apply as we apply in Microsoft Word by going here. So you can apply, for example, if I want to make this heading, then I will select heading. It will become heading, heading 2, heading 3, whatever you want, and then normal, body text, everything. This also you have to create as we create in Microsoft Word. So here I have created, because this is current one, the working project. So obviously I have created all the design here. So these are the things. You can keep this style here as a pane. Either you can just remove this to have bigger topic span. You can simply apply the design from here. OK, like this. So from here you can do this. After adding this, you may need to create or insert any image. So I'm going, this is very much similar to Word document. So I am going to insert, then select image, then go to this folder, and then I'm selecting image. If you have added, means if you have all the images ready in your folder, obviously you have to go to that folder and then select the one that is inserted. if you want to resize, then you can come again here to edit and then resize it from here. And then you can apply border. And here you can resize without the border. Done. Here, I would like to add a few things like this is very much although similar to what document, but in RoboHelp, we can add lots many things like I have added hotspot here, which is actually part of paid session of TWT. So we can do a lot more things. And in fact, I have added, in fact, I have added mentioned about this in the paid walkthrough of paid session. Now, creating TOC index or glossary. So for creating any TOC here, we have to go to view. Here we have these structures here already. You can see that in project manager, we have a structure for URL, TOC, index and glossary. Here you can, if you already have one for you or for your project, then obviously you may need to select from here. Then when you go here, you will see this. You can write the name of the project. Then if you already have one, then you can pull this from here. That is so simple, but at the same time, you can add of your own. How? Go to view, then you will see this list is appearing. Select pods. That is called pod. Pod is nothing but pane. Here in this category, you have so many options like these many things and coming down to TOC. Now you need to select the one or the default one or one that you want. Here you can see that your TOC is available. In RoboHelp, you can create multiple TOCs. OK, in many cases, you may need as this RoboHelp supports multiple outputs at the same time, multiple documentations as well. For example, from single project, you can create getting started guide, installation guide, and complete manual as well from the single one. So in installation guide, obviously you need to select only few pages, few chapters and sections. And while in complete manual, you have the complete book. So based on your requirement, like for installation guide, for getting started guide, or for manual, you can create TOC accordingly. And for that, you have these options. This is for book, new book. OK, and this new book concept is also in FrameMaker. If anyone from you is working in FrameMaker, then you may be familiar with this. Book means the first book one. This is the collection of the book. And then you may need to create topic pages. That means pages. And then this button is helpful to create TOC automatically. Automatically means this, when you select this and you want to create TOC automatically, this means this will be generated by system based on these folder structure. So when you are creating this project, be careful about or keep this in mind that you may be needing these things in your TOC. So create well organized structure from here. For example, you in this example, I need forward first, eMedia, adapter, support, and getting started. If I need the TOC or create TOC automatically, this will be created just like a replica of this project manager. But the beautiful thing is that after creating this automatically, you can edit based on requirement. You can move this here up and down, and then you can restructure the design, or even you can create of your own and link the topic. How? For example, I want something new here, then I will go and add a topic and then will write this. How? Adding is very easy. Like I will select this here and will draw from project manager. So this is added, but originally in project manager, this was not the part of forward section, but here I added this, and then I can edit as well. For example, here I am writing for example. So this has become something new. OK, and then obviously I will go ahead and will develop. So this is TOC. Similarly, the same thing goes, or same logic, in fact, behind creating index goes for index. So similarly, we need to create add new index. And if I already have index, then I can associate that index with here. And by using this, I will pull the index from project. But at the same time, I can create one from here. Go to view, pods, and then come down to index. Here I have this index before you. So as I said earlier, that when you are editing topic or setting the properties for a topic, then you should be careful about like in which topic you need keywords, and based on those keywords here this index will be generated. So you can see that there is no welcome section, no welcome keyword for this topic. So I have created index or keywords for these topics. So obviously in index, I have these many only. OK, I believe that you are getting this clearly. I'm able, in fact, I'm able to convey my message glossary. Same technique goes with creating glossary. Again, once again, I can show you like you can write your glossary if you are adding new one, and then you can associate if you have one. Else you can go to pod once again and then select this option. Then once again, you have the glossary. So keep this in mind once again, as I said earlier, that while you are editing the topic like this, here I'm going to show you once again. When I am here, I should be means here, see this. So if I want to enter any keywords here, then this will be edited. Glossary is nothing as such that you need every time in every help. This is generally based on requirement and certain requirement, like if you have certain terms which are very difficult or unique to the product, only then you need to supply glossary. Either if your organization prefers to have glossary, only then you need this glossary. Glossary means the definition for this and then this for this. OK, for example, node inventory, I have written endpoints. So this would be easy for your customer to understand, OK, what is node and inventory. Now, so I believe that we are now familiar with project manager pane, then layout, and then single source layouts. Here, we will go through how to create, how to configure project settings. First, project settings. Project settings is this one that I already showed you. If you create this once, then it is always for you, and you don't need to edit again and again, unless you want to make this primary layout the default one. Primary layout means you can create just, for example, if you have selected any output as primary, but at the same time, you can create any type of layout by clicking here and compiling. OK, but if you do not select, then your output will always be in the primary layout that you have selected here. Now, properties for help layout. Help layout properties. Yes. So I have showed this. Now this is the help layout. So anyone see, these are the help outputs in single source layouts like responsive, multiple screen, web help, and then these, and this is CHM. So right click this one, whatever you are going to create, and then come down to properties. Then you will see this coming. Here, you need to be very careful, like you need to create each one. This, why I say careful, because in TOC, you may be having multiple TOCs. As I already said, you may be having multiple index, multiple glossary. So make sure that you have selected the one that you require. For example, I have two TOCs, eMediaTek and then training sample. So make sure that you have selected the one that you require. Then select the language and then default topic. Default topic means whenever you have created the help and then you open the help file, this would be the default or opening landing page. That is window. Here in this section in project setup, I showed you window. So you need to create that window design because that is design related to that. And then you can select keep, save and generate. If you want to create just now after saving, then obviously you need to select this. Otherwise, you can click save. Here in conditional build expression, you need to select if you are applying conditional build expression. Conditional build expression means that the option or the feature which makes your content customizable. You need to apply this conditional build expression to content, paragraph, topic, TOC, everything, and which you may include or exclude in different help file. I will show you that in another presentation. These two properties are very important. So I want to show you how to create index skin. OK, so I am now in project setup pane, and here you can see that we have these designs related to window, master page, skin, screen profile, screen layout, and context sensitive. So in window, this is the design for CHEM file. Basically, we should be working in either CHM file or web help. So obviously, you must ensure the design how CHM file should look. Window name, then caption, then write this how to display window, and then select these buttons if you want to include. Like if you want to have back button where using which any user can go back to back section, print if you want to enable print option, or forward, stop option, or so many. And then what you want to enable in CHEM file like TOC index, favorites, glossary, search button, and then browsing sequence. And then this is the design for help how it should look. So you must configure this setting here. There is one more option, advanced properties. You can in fact configure that one as well if you require. These are the things. So and here see this after this is important before creating any help file, before compiling this help file. And then here you see I am closing these panes. OK, so this is the topic page where I have created these are master pages. And I have so many master pages created. so that if I need any design, any certain design to any topic, I can include. For example, I have this welcome design. In welcome design, I have a little bit different design, while here I have a different design. Here it is like I am showing one big image. You can show your anything you like. This is body and then footer. But in design, there is nothing as such. There is one header and then body and then maybe foot or no footer as you like. Here I'm using footer. These are the profile and then come to this skin. Skin is related to the design of your web help. Here you can design you like you can TOC, index, search, glossary. You can exclude any one of them or add more buttons here. At the same time, you can change the color from whatever the default may be, and then color of this as well from here. This is toolbar, this is navigate, and here you can create design like blue color right now. So I may change this to green, yellow, red, orange, or anything I like. So I may just see here, and this is enable. So if you select this, so what I have done that, OK, you should set this and this before compiling so that your help output, the final one, is similarly like that. And where it is like here, you can see that these are the designs from that, like index, glossary, language, topic, everything. Now configuring project settings and compiling. OK. This, in fact, I have already showed you, like before compiling, you should have all those things, and then you can compile from here. Click save and generate, and then will be created. Your output will be created. Introduction to CHM and then web help. So I have already created. We'll go to this section, how it looks like. We'll show you. And here I have everything ready for you. This will look like this. So I have created this design. You can see I was showing you like these may be in window. I'm going to window directly and will show you how what I meant here. Here. So this, see, content left position, and then right position, top position. You can place this anywhere. So I have shown this. Actually, this is generally not preferred in CHM file, but I have knowingly placed this here to show you the difference between left, top, and bottom design, so that you can grab this thing. Like back, I showed you that I have selected back, I have selected print. So these are here available. So if I change this left, top, or anything, then if top, then it will appear at top like this. And I believe that most of the CHM files are like this. On top, you have TOC, index, and search options, and then height, back, forward, and print options up. So you can see that the difference between these. And once again, I'm going to show you web help, the design of web help. So OK, and the basic file would be index. Just I'm dropping it once again and then showing. This is the output here you can see this is the folder structure. Here in exclamation SSL exclamation, you have the output, all outputs here. So in web help, you can see this is the output, and here also you can see that all the folders that we created in the project are created here as well. So this is the default for help. You have to include or use this, and you can see that. OK, we have all these options on the top, and then these chapters and sections here. So these are the things. OK. Simply, I have just colored all the background of this page to show you as example. This is not generally required. You may have this one, the simple one. Generally, you prefer the white one. Okay, either this or this one. OK, this is the default one, industry standard. Thank you. I believe that I was able to convey my message, and if I have missed out anything, then you can ask me later on, either through TWT platform or to me directly. So, Chaitali.
Thank you, Khurshid. That was interesting.
The question, Khurshid?
Yes, anyone may ask questions.
Does RoboHelp have a feature to enable collaboration between two writers on the same article?
Yes, it has. It is, see, RoboHelp is very much similar to Madcap Flare.
Is that a cloud?
Cloud, it has a separate version of with cloud. Separate version means not the desktop version.
So it is real-time collaboration. We can see what the other person is doing.
Right. Server one means RoboHelp has a different server one edition where multiple people can collaborate.
Thank you, Khurshid. Winner, can you please take the questions from the chat first?
Sure, Puneet, I will do that. So thank you, Khurshid, for the session. I got a few questions for you. First one, FrameMaker or RoboHelp? Which one is a better tool for generating PDF output?
Okay. That is, in fact, would be like I'm promoting some software. So actually, Madcap Flare is better, okay, to be frank. But RoboHelp provides a different type of things. So obviously, I'm working on RoboHelp for quite a long time. So I love RoboHelp very much. That is the thing.
Okay, thanks for your opinion. Second question. Generally, TOC contains headings and subheadings from the entire document, whereas here it consists of folder names or topics.
You can design as you require, okay? Because as I showed that you can create TOC, index, and glossary automatically, either manually. So if you even if you create automatically, then you can edit based on your requirement, heading, subheading. Because in this sample, I have included just few chapters, few sections, okay? So this is very much a smaller help. But in reality, you can have like heading level 1 as chapter name, and then heading level 2 as section names. You can have it easily.
Okay, thank you again for clarifying that. Next question, which version of RoboHelp did you use for this presentation?
That is latest one. Actually, latest one has become something different. This is 11. But if you are familiar or you can work in any version, you can work obviously in the next version. And believe me, technical writers are very strong in technologies. Okay.
Thank you very much for believing in us. My next question, if an online help output is created using RoboHelp for say 3-4 years ago, and now the product has been upgraded that requires changes in the documentation, is it possible to change the content of the online help without RoboHelp? If yes,
No,
how?
no. Output becomes like output means like PDF. So you can't edit PDF once you convert this from Microsoft Word document. But the thing is that yes, there are some editing tools to edit PDF. Don't go to that section, but it is not.
Khurshid, sorry to interrupt. I'm not talking about the PDF output. I'm talking about the online help.
Right. That is what I'm saying, because as we cannot edit or create any new content in PDF, similarly, we cannot create anything after creating output. That is help, online help, web help.
Okay, so if there are only minor changes for that, we'll have to again buy the RoboHelp license for that.
Right. But yes, so you see, if you are smart enough, then you can do editing as you can do in HTML page, but that is not advisable. You have to have that project in RoboHelp originally.
Yeah, because it needs to reflect everywhere in the
Correct.
plus all the future versions also. So,
Future version, and at the same time there may be issue if you are editing manually, then there may be issue related to design and layout and structure. Okay.
okay, got it. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Khurshid, again.
Khurshid, if I can just answer to top of what you were saying. So I think in terms of editing a HTML file output, I think you can still use Notepad++ and make the changes. I don't think that should impact the overall output, because if it's like Alpana, so I don't think you need to upgrade to a RoboHelp again. You can still use any text editor and make the changes even for future updates without upgrading to RoboHelp.
See, the
I mean, I've done it in the past.
The first thing is that RoboHelp is desktop-based product. Okay, so whatever version you have, that may go on creating. You can go on creating for 1 decade. Okay, 10 years or something more. So there is no issue to that. But obviously, there may not be certain features which are coming up in the new version. Okay, for example, latest one is 2020. Then you may not be having certain features. Just that. But if there are minor edits, then you can do by using a smart trick, like you can directly edit any single page or small changes. Okay, and we do. I also do this.
Yeah, I think it boils down to the cost. I think from what I understand from Alpana's question or who the query was, I think it's more of a cost query, because if someone is coming and asking me to upgrade to RoboHelp just to make a small edit in a HTML page, should I upgrade to RoboHelp, right? So that's where I think
that
it's
can be
more
done by editing HTML directly.
Yeah. Just
Hello,
a suggestion.
I'm sorry I couldn't hear. There was too much disturbance in the.
Okay.
Couldn't hear the answer. What?
See, if there are small changes and you need not to use RoboHelp project or direct help project file, then you can do this editing directly in the single page in any one. But just be sure that this change is very small one. Okay, minor one. Just that. But if you have this RoboHelp, as I said, that this is desktop-based application. So whatever version you have, there is no issue to that. You can create and go on using this software for years.
Okay, I need to make changes in some terminology which has been changed. So it will be across all the pages of the online help.
In that case, right. In that case, you need RoboHelp.
Okay.
Guys, I have shared 2 queries to collect your information. So I believe that you might have filled both the forms.
Yeah, Winner, do we have more questions?
Yes, we have a few more questions.
We just have 5 minutes left. Can we?
Okay, sure.
Right.
Okay.
And all those who don't get the answers, please join the group, and there we can take up the questions. Yeah, let's hurry up on it.
Okay. So Khurshid, next question your way. Since you have worked with RoboHelp for quite long, in your opinion, what is the most major driver for organizations to adopt RoboHelp instead of other tools like Confluence?
See, there are many things. In fact, in different presentations, I have highlighted, but I do not have that ready right now. But there are many USPs, okay? Like it supports multiple language. That is, for example, if your organization creates any documentation in multiple languages, like in Quick Heal, in our organization, we create manuals in about 6 languages. So RoboHelp supports that. Once again, because this supports XML for translation. And there may be cases like you, as I said, that this showed in this presentation, that in from single project, you can create multiple kinds of documentation. And this may be of different types, different nature, like getting started guide, installation guide. This is one thing. At the same time, you can create same different manuals for different products from same project. How? There may be cases like you have variants of a same product line, like Quick Heal Total Security, Quick Heal IS Security, and only difference is like a few features are there and few features are not there. So you can customize this very well from the same project. You don't need to create a different project for that. So these are actually handy and most valuable things for which RoboHelp is preferred.
Okay, thanks for that. Which is the best online documentation tool according to you?
So see, once again, documentation tool means there are many. Right now, I have migrated to online CMS based, okay, and have in fact done many things for this currently. As I just before this session, one session was from Tharoor, okay. He showed that we are using video, or we should be creating very good type of videos. So that supports that as well. But in these type desktop based products, videos are not very much preferred or not preferred thing, because that will increase the size of the material of the application, and particularly because such like SCHM file is actually bundled in the software itself. So in such cases, the size may increase. For example, for app based products, it will be very difficult. So there are many like RoboHelp, FrameMaker, and then Metcalfe. These are all good tools.
Okay, thanks again, Khurshid. I'll give you one more question, one last question. How is RoboHelp different from Madcap Flare?
And that is what I said. Already told that there are so many USP. Actually, see, most of the things are in both of the applications. Okay, so this is up to you that based on cost or other factors, you may decide. Okay, which one is better? But still, I believe that Metcalfe is a little better advantageous in other respects. But I do not use that. I have used actually long back, but I'm not using this for quite a long time.
Okay, all right, Khurshid, thank you very much. With that, we have exhausted the list of all questions. Thank you very much for your time and your patience answering these questions. It was really informative for all of us. And over to you, Puneet, for the conclusion.
Thank you, Vinay.
Thank you, Khurshid. Thank you.
And Khurshid, thank you so much. This was really good session. I think people who want to start working with RoboHelp can go through the session recording and go check that. And as Khurshid has also mentioned, so we are coming up with a course also. So all of those who need it can get the information and join us. So please do fill the form that Khurshid has shared. I hope you have already filled. Yes, one more information. So we will be sharing the recording, the presentations of both the webinars with a feedback form. So all of you are requested to help us with that. Fill the feedback form and get the recordings and all.
Okay. So Preet.
Yes, Khurshid.
Just this is my suggestion that divide these two videos in this session in two different videos. One for video. That one Tharoor's and
yeah, it's already done. It's already done that way.
Okay, okay, that's great.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Thank you again, Khurshid, for joining us.
Welcome, my pleasure.
We will be seeing you more often now. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.